Okay, so this is my self-evaluation for the skills lesson, which we worked on some Star 1 skills elements. So some things that worked well in the lesson were the first instructions were good, they were clear, and the demonstrations were clear. Instruction to correct posture on the lunges worked well for the skater. Visual aids for the curves were adjusted and drawn bigger to adjust for the skater's size, which worked well also. Instruction over which edge had which pressure point, and instructions and demonstrations worked well for those edges. I incorporated a lot of pointers and visualizations to make instructions easier to understand, like arms in an L, blade push with the L drawn, so the skater was able to respond well to those. Having the skater a point of reference to look at for the skill worked well also, so they knew which way to turn their shoulders. Asking questions about balance to the skater allowed the skater to reflect on the skills in a productive way and allowed him to have some input into the lesson and give feedback that I could use to instruct him better. Instructions on how to improve balance issues worked well, like staying lower in your knee was a benefit to my lesson. Using keywords and focusing on one or two corrections per lesson allowed the skater to focus on a couple things and learn a little easier. Instructing one edge at a time helped the skater focus on learning at one thing at a time and to become efficient at one thing at a time, rather than doing them one after the other would be a bit too hard for the skater at this stage of learning. Some teaching progressions that didn't work as well, where some of my terminology was not understood as well as I wished for. Even though skater was older and able to interact, like older skaters, using simpler keywords were found to work better than more complex ones. Any deviations from the lesson plan would probably be using the free leg down, adjusting for the level of the skill of the skater, as he is in the beginning stage of learning. I thought it would be better to start with the leg down and then move on to the leg stretched, as it would help him with his balance. And having him pause in between each edge to readjust his balance and posture each time, I decided to do at this stage of learning, and later on would do continuous edges down the ice. Things that I would change for next time would probably be to offer hands-on balance as he goes along the edges, and I would also probably change the wording of some of the corrections for the skater to better understand. I would start off with just simple keywords and build from there as the skater progresses and becomes more familiar with the terms that I use.